Welcome to good old Alice. I'm 18. You know, sometimes the easiest songs have a lot more going in them than you really listen to or hear, and this is a great example of it. We'll get into the lesson. I'll have a little Alice story afterwards. But anyhow, the intro, we're going to start. There's two guitars. I'm going to talk about the main guitar that you hear. We'll just play an E power chord with the 6th string open, so we'll be on 7 on the 5th string and 9 on the 4th string. The next thing, I used to just play, just walk up, but it's a 1, 2, 3, da-da-da. So that's another little nuance of the song. So that is the walk up to G. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3 on the open E, then 2, 3, 6th string, and then we'll start forming our C chord. All right, so we go like this. We're going to hit the open 5th string, and then 3 on the 5th string, 2 and open on the 4th and 3rd string form, and just hit the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string. Alright, so slowly, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll repeat that one more time. Then you'll hear harmonica and guitar come in, the second guitar, but the rhythm guitar that I played in the intro is doing an A minor. So you're going to strum the A minor and then strum it up. Then a B, C, and D, and each one is strummed once down and once up. Let's finish out the rhythm. The rhythm will continue with an E minor when the lead comes in, to a C, and then to an E minor again. And that's when the verse starts. So I've got my notes, the link will be down below, and that's how I notated this, is when the verse starts. And I included the E minor in the verse. So we got E minor and so forth. So let's talk about the second guitar. All right, so the rhythm of the second guitar, we'll just play an E minor up here, basically the 5th to the 3rd string. Then he goes to the 3 and 5 C. So he's going to hit 3 and then 5 on the, well, I should say open 3 and then 5 on the 4th string. Do a down up, and when we come back down we'll slide to D. Alright, it's kind of hard to show, but I'll do it a little bit slower. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when we slide up to the D, we're going to slide in, hit it twice, and then another down up. So we have this. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's the second guitar. Okay, so then come in the first 2 times with that rhythm, and then you'll hear them go into the lead. Now the lead goes along with the harmonica. So we're going to be up 12th fret of the 1st string, 15 on the 2nd string. We'll bend 15 up while striking 12. So that's why the A minor, the B, and then the C and D are happening. And then when they go in, right when they hit the E minor, you want to do this, like. what we're doing there, when they hit the E minor, we're going to hammer on from 12 to 15 on the 6th string, and then 12 to 14, 12 to 14 on the 5th and 4th string, and 12 to 14 hammered on the 3rd string. Then we're going to hit 14 bent up. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Once it's bent, you're going to hold that and hit it again and release to 12 and strike 14. That's when they come back in with the 2nd E minor. So that's the intro, and then we're into the actual verse. Alright, so the verse, this is where it gets a little different. You really got to listen to what he's doing. I've slowed it down, worked really hard on this. I mean, there are some notes in there that I just hadn't heard before. So what we're doing after the E minor, we're going to come into a C and play through the 5th, 4th, and 3rd string back to the 4th. So that's kind of the theme. We're going to go on the 5th, 4th, 3rd, back to the 3rd. Then we're going to go to a D, which will be 4, 3, 2, back to 3, and then an E minor. So let me show you the first 2 chords. Then we go to an E minor, referencing it. So we'll just be playing on the 2nd fret of the 4th string to open 3rd and open 2nd, back to open 3rd. So then we hit an open 1st string, 3rd fret, 2nd string, open 3rd string. And there's a slight pause there, so listen to this rhythm. If you can, slow it down. This. Then we come back to the C to D, just with the 5, 4, 3, and then 4, 3, 2. Alright, so let's take that first verse all together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now they come back with a C, play your full C chord, and we're going to walk all the way down to the 1st string, back to the 2nd, 3rd, and 2nd string. Then the 3rd, or after that part of the measure, we're going to go to a D, play all the way from the 4th to the 1st string, and then do a sus4 back to a D, if you will, 2nd fret of the 1st string, and then open. To the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, back to open on the 1st. To 3 on the 2nd, to open on the 2nd. And then open on the 3rd. And there's a slight pause before they go into the C and D. So let me show you that last or 2nd measure of the verse. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's the verse, and they do that consistently through the verses. So I'm going to go through the whole thing together so you can see how all of this fits together. 1, 2, 3, 4. So So play along with that. It's really interesting. Again, I used to just I just played chords. I never really worked with the rhythms. All right, I'm going to play along with the recording slowed down so you can hear these little pauses that they do after the E minor lick, if you will, and lead in back to the C and D. So here we go. See that little pause after we do the just makes a difference. And again, it's there, so if you're playing the chords, it's fine. You know, it's whatever works for you. So if you got two guitars, there you go. The first chorus excuse me, is with guitar too, but it's very similar to the intro. The only difference is we do 3 measures of the E and the walk up to C. So we have this. To our A minor, B, and C, and D. And then when they go to the A minor and C, back to E minor, you'll hear this lick. Alright, so we'll go over that next. So we're going to be all in this E pentatonic scale. We're just going to hit on the 3rd string, 14 bent, and then we'll hit 14 bend and release and pull off to 12, back to 14 bent. Then we'll hit 14, bend it up and release to 12, striking 14 on the 4th string. So all together it should sound like this. That's the first lick you'll hear that they do at the end of the first chord. Alright, so we're into the second verse, the second chorus. The solo comes in when we go to the A minor and B, C, D, back to E minor, and C and E minor. Alright, at that point you'll hear this. Alright, so really not very difficult. It's how you play it. It's the feeling that he puts behind this. So we're going to do a unison bend. We're going to bend up 14 on the 3rd string while holding 12 on the 2nd string. We'll do that a total of 4 times. On the 4th time, we'll relax 14 down. Catch 12 on the 3rd string. Then 14, 12, 14, back to 12 on the 3rd string. So 14, 12, 14 is on 4. Then we're going to do a quick pull off from 14 to 12. And then we go to the 3rd string with 14 to 12 pull off 3 times. And then we're going to catch 14 with a bend up and 12 on the 1st string. Twice. Then 15 to 12. Alright, so we have this. Now when we hit that 12, we're going to come to 15 on the 1st string with a bend. Then 15 unbent to 12. 15 to 12 unbent on the 2nd string. 14, and then hit 14 with 12 with a unison bend. Alright, so all together that lead will sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the lead. Then we're into the third verse. I'm going to talk about the third verse because, again, with the final chorus that he goes into, there's a couple licks in there that I've written out, but I want to show you what they are, and you'll have the whole song. So the third chorus and they go right into another fourth chorus are ending the song. So when they go into that, you're going to hear right at that point the second measure of the chorus. And again, I've noted this in my notes. You'll hear this lick. So that lick is just basically bending up 14 on the third string with a release to 12 and then 14 on the fourth string. Alright, then they'll continue that chorus and then you'll hear the next lick, which is just 14 bent with some vibrato and holding it. Alright, the next lick, now we're into the fourth chorus. We're getting into the next lick, which will sound like this. So it's just the unison bend, 12 on the first string, 15 on the second. You'll do that twice, and then again, they're going into the, this is the fourth chorus where you'll hear that lick. And then the final lick will be in the second measure of this fourth chorus, and it'll sound like this. Alright, so for that final lick, what we're doing is bending up 15 on the second string, so that's a pre-bend. We'll strike it and then release it. Then we hit 15 to 12 unbent. Second string to 14, 12, back to 14 with a bend, and we're going to just bend that 4 times ghostly. Alright, so we have this. Now we're going to hit it 2 more times bent, and then 1 more time with a release after the bend to 12, striking 14, 12, back to 14 on the fourth string to end it. Alright, so that final lick all together. And you'll hear the final chorus go out with this. So the final measure of the chorus after that final lick is really just chords. We're not plucking through anything. We're going to play our E minor twice, C to D, then we'll do some open notes and end with our E minor. Alright, so our E minor, C, D, first and second open, and then our E minor. And that ends the song. So I hope that helps everybody. It's really fun bringing these songs to you and working on them. I hope you enjoy it. Again, my notes will be below the video. Alright, so it's story time. Well, alright, back in, Jesus, it would have been 87, 88, 89. I had my first Jeep CJ7, and Alice Cooper was coming to Detroit, and I live in Toledo, Ohio, and Detroit's an hour drive. He was coming on Halloween night to the Joe Louis Arena. And been up to the Joe many times. Hell, I was there before it was really finished when the Detroit Red Wings, my neighbor was a fan of the St. Louis Blues, and I was his bat boy, so he'd drag me along to games, and we'd stop at White Castle and get some sliders. And you know, it was a real experience with Detroit, going into a White Castle with, you know, plexiglass 3 inches thick and getting your burgers through a turnstile and so forth. But anyhow, so I went to see Alice, and this is when he had that real muscle guy, and they did Monster and all those, and all the hits also. And it was a great show, especially on Halloween, because everyone was dressed up. WRIF, which is a radio station out of Detroit, was up there, and I got some stickers and all that crap, and it was a lot of fun. But when I parked with my Jeep, the garage was pretty full, so we're coming down, and when we got to the lower level, there was an opening out to a flat area of parking that was kind of outside the parking garage, but it was still part of it. And they had all those cement barriers that you see in parking lots. Anyhow, we parked there, we went to the show, great show. We go to leave, and of course, traffic is nuts. This is Detroit, this is, you know, it's crazy. Nobody's letting me back up. And I think to myself, hey, I got a Jeep, and all I've got between me and the street and the sidewalk is this barrier. So next thing you know, I told my friend, hold on, and over the barrier we went, down a little hill, across the sidewalk, and we were into the street and got home safely. So good times, lots of good memories. I hope the song helps everybody. Thanks for listening. We'll see you in the next song.